Oh god, I can't get the light. Hey guys. Let me see. Let me block it. My body. So today I did, me and Giselle did her first energy healing session. And so I wanted to just share some things that came up, her results, and what it sparked for me of why I wanted to share with you. Because as you know, I've committed now until maybe forever, but for sure this light is killing me right now. But for sure now until we do the retreat, because I have so much content. So as I've been figuring out, what are we going to talk about? What are the workshops going to be at the retreat? I am just a wealth of information, and that's been one of the pros and cons of my events, is that I have so much that I want to share with people that I just throw up on people. And so I committed to, oh my gosh, I'm just going to talk about all these things that I have in my mind and these concepts, so that when people come to the actual retreat, it's just experiential. It's really just come, unplug, be there. And so Giselle and I, one of the things, so let me backtrack. I have been doing energy healing. A friend introduced me to energy healing back when I was telling her how I can't stop eating sugar. I'm just so addicted to sugar. And so I want you to hear, because everything I share with you is from a place of how can you apply it to your life. So I want you to think of what in your life is that thing that you just feel like you can't stop. I can't stop being unmotivated. I can't stop eating food that's not serving my body. I can't stop fearing failure or fearing rejection or fearing what people will think about me, so it's keeping me stuck and not doing my dream life. Whatever your thing is that you can't do, I want you to, hold on, sorry guys. 1 second, because my so I want you to think of that one thing that you feel like you just can't stop. You can't. So I'm going to repeat myself because something happened with my Facebook and I'm going live in both places. But I want you to think of that one thing that you feel like I just can't, no matter how hard I try, because I believe that that's one of the nagging things that's keeping you up at night. It's one of the things in the industry that I'm in, where I'm around coaching and mentoring and all these things. It's so interesting to see how I am guilty of it, and I see people do it all the time, where you've paid to be at this event, or you've paid to work with this person, or you paid for XYZ, and then while you're sitting there learning about all these things, then you hear another solution, you're I need that, I need to buy that. It's your time, your energy, your money goes towards solving this one thing. So what's that one thing in your life right now that's just so pressing that you feel like, if I could just fix this about myself, if I could just change this, then my life would be XYZ. And so this one of those things for me was I just can't stop eating sugar. I'm addicted to sugar. And so my friend introduced me to energy healing. Now, if you don't know what energy healing is, I'm probably not the best to describe exactly how it works and what it is, but what I will tell you is, in my terms of what it means to me, is it's basically we are all a product of our subconscious. That's where our conscious actions and behaviors come from, but they're the way we act out is coming from the subconscious. And so your subconscious is programmed by your way of upbringing, traumas, languages, things that have happened in your past. So whatever has happened over your lifetime, I'm 33 years old, so the past 33 years of my life has resulted in the way that I think and the lens of which I see the world. And so I got fascinated with this work, because what I realized was that I had the power to change all of my circumstances and my situations based on changing my life. And this is why I always say, like, money is a mindset. So like if you ever, I combined the sayings, like if you change your story, you'll change your life. And so in other words, if you change your mind, you'll change your money. And what that means to me is, like, if you were raised broke, I'm going to use this one because most people can relate to this. If from 0 to 9 you were broke at some, like, your parents didn't have money, you heard money doesn't grow on trees, we can't do that because of money, which a lot of people, most people heard that, then your subconscious story is that I'm broke and that money doesn't grow on trees and that there's not enough money and you will live out of this subconscious scarcity place. So that's one example. So if you were abandoned, if you had a lot of trauma, like whatever those things are from when you were younger, it's going to show up in how you do things. The reason why this fascinates me is because when you realize this, then you realize that all of your circumstances right now, whether it's your money, your relationships, the way you're parenting, like, we all want better in those areas. And so what I feel like most people do until they realize this is they look for, okay, my relationships are all bad, it's because I picked the wrong guy, or my relationships are all bad, it's because I'm not pretty enough, or my relationships are all bad, it's because XYZ. But the truth is your relationships are bad because the way you're showing up and what you're attracting that kind of man, you're being a certain type of woman within that because of your mindset from your past. And so when you can learn to clear the crap from the past, then you can create a different reality in your future. And so I've been doing this work for a little over a year now, I believe, and it's just been amazing. I've incorporated it into my programs. I recommend it to everybody that I know. I swear by doing this work. But what I realized was I am fixing and changing and reprogramming my brain and redoing my habits and behaviors. But I've already done damage to the people around me. So like my kids, for example, my oldest is 12. So I put the results are in because my oldest daughter did her first energy call today. And it was very exciting because it's like the reality is there's some damage there, but the exciting part is that we're not waiting until she's 20, 30, 40 to reverse and undo all the damage. We're starting now so that she can go in with a new lens, so that when she does start talking to and dating guys, she's not dating from a lens of scarcity and lack and abandonment and not knowing what love looks like and all these different things and worthiness and all these conversations that we carry into relationships that really sabotage. So what was sad about her results was some of the things that came up were love unreceived, abandonment, failure, and it was abandonment, failure, love unreceived, and one other one. But like those were like her predominant emotions that came up for her, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And some of them even were like you can go down and be as specific as, was this love unreceived from your mom, your dad, your siblings, someone at school? And one of the traumas that she had from abandonment and rejection was at school. And then we tested, was it the one time, because there was this one time where I took her to get her hair done by the curl guy and he cut inches off and then her hair was out, and she was brave and bold enough to wear it to school, and literally she walked in her classroom and her classmates laughed at her, and she said her closest friend not only laughed with them but didn't stand up for her. And so when she was like, oh, I can't really remember a specific time, and this is why I'm sharing this with you guys, this is kind of like bringing the point together. When she said, was there something around the age of 10 that happened where you had rejection and abandonment and love unreceived? And she's like, I can't think of anything. So this is what I'm trying to bring to you guys. We are stuck in these habits and patterns, but we don't know, like we don't remember. It's not like you're walking around saying, well, because of XYZ, I'm like this, and so because of that, I do this, and that. Like we're doing it so blindly that we don't even know. And so what was really cool was, well, not cool. So what I did was I was like, can you test if it was that one time when she went to school and the kids laughed at her? Yes, it was absolutely that. And so then just I'll remember that. And so what I wanted to share with you guys is like the power, what I believe is so freeing the freedom that comes from just realizing that you are a product of this past mindset and past happenings, but you're not you're not your circumstances, you're not your past. Everything is now. Life is right now. And that this is why I teach like the biggest key to success in life, whether it's success in money, success in relationships, success in anything, is being present. It's simply realizing that the most important thing you can have is right now, is like not talking about a story that you have from when you were little or from yesterday, but being in what do I have right now, because right now is all we have. We can't go back and change the past, and all we can do is create where we go in the future based on our choices and the way we react to stuff. And so the moral kind of this was like, it was so sad to hear like one of her moments of love unreceived and abandonment was from me. And as we talked about it, she talked about, well, there's times where my mom is just busy and she's on her phone, or she has to work, or she's doing something with my sisters, or she's with my baby sister, or she has to clean up, or she has to do something, and I feel like I can't talk to her, can't bother her. So obviously as the mom, that was so sad. But that's also why I've been doing the work, because I realize I'm so busy. But then what I've been learning as I've been doing this work is I stay busy. I do the busy stuff because I'm avoiding my own stuff. I'm avoiding things from my own past. I'm avoiding things that I don't want to face. And I'm repeating habits and patterns that are coming from when I was little and abandoned and had love unreceived. And I have some of these same emotions that are stopping me. Like my session today, I was like, I'm doing a retreat. I don't want any blocks around energy. And she brought up blocks from when I first started doing events, because my first business was event planning. But it started in college. I had a job in college that I planned events for our career center. And I remember, because it was my first event and I was doing it for a campus, I had a lot of stress and anxiety around doing it well and selling the event out and doing great. And so I was still holding on to energies from that event. And so my message to you guys today is, whether you're into energy healing or not, that's your prerogative. I am a huge believer, but more so to realize that the best gift you can give yourself is to be present enough to recognize when you're triggered by something, when you're bothered, so that you can ask yourself why and what's the deeper issue, and to realize that every mess you're in, whether it's in your relationships, in your money, in your whatever it is, whatever that thing is, in the way you're eating, like I started out by talking about, it was my sugar addiction, whatever mess you're in, that is a message that you have something that needs to be worked on in that area. And so if your money is a mess, there's a conversation in your subconscious that is sending the wrong signals to your present moment for your money. And so yay, I'm glad you're loving it. And yes, it goes that in depth. I love that. It was so awesome that you caught it sooner than later. I'm totally gonna try that. Yeah, so I mean, basically our minds are programmed by the time we get to 5 and then like 9, and then I think I read that by 11, that's when it's kind of like set in stone. Like, so if you can catch it before 11. So with my 12-year-old, I was like, crap, like, not that it's too late, but a lot of damage has been done. But like, I'm just hopeful that I'm doing the work now and I'm having these open conversations and I'm saying, look, like, mommy had a way of being very busy and always working because she was not wanting to be intimate with other parts of her. But I'm working on those things, and I apologize. And here's what we're doing. From 4 to bedtime, I have downtime on my phone. I'm not on my phone. Every month on her day of like, she was born on the 23rd, so the 23rd of the month is her day. She gets to pick like what we eat that day or whatever. Something in the day is more focused on her. And so we're doing the things to reverse. And one of the things that the girl today in our session said was, she was like, I'm like, what did she say? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, she was saying there's so much power in openly talking with your children in front of a third party and letting them express their emotions without attacking them or being mad or being upset with them, but really just creating the space. And just that in itself is very healing and very powerful for them. So anyways, moral of today is just really being mindful that whatever mess you're in is a message for you. It's your mind, your body, your soul, your everything telling you, hey, there's a mess right here, so there's something here. Like, you get to go deeper. So stop sweeping your messes under the rug, stop avoiding it, stop blaming other people, and start looking in the mirror and asking, where did this come from? Is this a result of daddy issues, mommy issues, whatever issues? Is this a result of how I was raised, of like what, like did you always have to do things to be perfect, and so then you attach your worthiness to doing? So you might be in a place in your life where you're not doing much, you're not accomplishing much, you feel stuck in your career, you feel stuck in your life or whatever. Or a lot of people wrap their identity around having kids, having a family, having a career title. So when you don't have those things, you don't feel like you've done anything with your life. And this is why I teach identity, because identity is not in your roles. It's not mother, wife. Like, those are just roles that we take on. That's not your identity. But unfortunately, people don't get that. So they sit in this twilight zone of, I'm not worthy of being loved, I'm not successful, I'm not much because I haven't done XYZ. And then they step into XYZ and they become a wife or a mother, and then they wrap their identity in that, and then they lose themselves because they're still searching for something, but they don't realize what they're searching for. And then they harbor guilt because they're like, well, I have the whole family, I have kids, this is my world, I should be happy. It's like, the conversations that I have is crazy, the way that we, me, you, it's like all of us, for the most part, these conversations that we have with ourselves is crazy, but it's all built into us because of society, because of what we saw, because of just all these different patterns that are programming the lens of which we see life. So that was what I wanted to share today. I'm so excited to continue to do this work. I swear by it. I'm not sure yet if we're going to be doing energy work at the retreat, but we always do it in the Fox Project. So that's another place that I introduce it to people who I work with, because it's almost like I tell people, like, I can help you with all these principles and we can learn these tools and these ways of being, but this is like crucial for your success to have that in your life. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope that this was helpful for you to just, again, I'll say it one more time because I saw some new people get on, use your messes as a message, literally to tell you something that gets to be worked on in your life. And so that's that. All right, have a good one. Oh, and I'm going to put this here in case anybody wants to check out the retreat, because we do have 5 more spots left. 5 more spots. That is it. And I'm so excited. And yes, I'm going to talk about it every time I talk, because there's somebody who gets to be there. Those 5 spots are for somebody. And so a lot of people have been telling me, like, tell me more. What is it about? I don't know the details. And so the retreat is a space for us to unplug, because we're so busy doing, going, that we don't take the time to do the things that we do need to do to propel our life forward. And so it's just this 3 days where we're going to feed you, we're going to take care of, where you're sleeping, what you're eating is all taken care of. And then we're going to guide you through all these different exercises to really get into, who am I? What am I really working on in the world? What are my gifts? What are my talents? What are my goals? Why am I not doing them? Because a lot of people know what those things are, but they're not doing them because fear, because of the past, because of traumas, because of doubt, because of whatever the thing might be. And so it's a place to be uplifted, to be inspired, to learn the tools to actually take yourself and move it to the next level, and ultimately to just do it, because a lot of us are just so busy. We have all these visions and ideas, but we don't take the time to stop and actually execute them. So pack all of that with fun, so much activity that's just around fun and connection, and it's just going to be the perfect combination of amazingness and magic when you get women together and you have focused activity. So have a good one, guys. Thank you for listening in.